Oh man.
just let me know whose ass I'm gonna be chewing out, and what time said ass chewing can commence. Because let's face it, that's the that's the appropriate reaction. But you know what? Let's start the show.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Today's episode is proudly sponsored by Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. More on them in a bit. I can't, I don't want to say anything too much about the ass chewing that's coming, because there could be some potential civil or legal things. Like I don't know, man. That whole situation last week still has me bugged out. But I have to talk about a trailer again. One that came out yesterday after we were done talking, and I kind of want to get into it almost immediately, dude. Transformers, War for Cybertron Kingdom. Something that we knew was coming up. If you've been watching the War for Cybertron series, it's amazing. If you haven't watched it, please go check it out. It's all on Netflix, which pretty much everybody has in one form or another. But with the disappointing reveal of the cinematic beast machines, if you will, the Beast Wars characters that we will be getting to tag along with in the movies, that really like doesn't sound great. And then you get this trailer for Kingdom, and just blown away by it. Manny, you actually got to see some stuff about it earlier, man. Have you been watching this whole series at all, or what's up?
Actually, no, I haven't.
Okay, so then what did you think about what you saw? Was it interesting?
I haven't seen it, to be honest with you.
Oh,
It's
okay.
sitting on my Netflix, unfortunately. I
Ah.
haven't. Yeah.
Okay, so have you seen the trailer at all, like the full trailer?
Nope.
Okay, well then I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, why don't we start off with that? Well, let me back up a second. Are you a Transformers fan in general? Just robots in disguise?
Nope.
Not at all. So no
I
comics,
I like I
toys.
like Beast Wars more than
Hmm.
anything else. I grew up with that. Other than that, I can't. I mean, I can tell you what I know from watching the
Yeah.
regular movies.
Okay. Well, hey, that's cool. Um, the War for Cybertron trilogy is kind of reimagining the timeline for Transformers. It's heavily influenced by G1, which is the original cartoon inspired by the toys. Um, and then it takes cues from the War and Fall of Cybertron games that were on the PS3 and Xbox 360, I think. And then it also takes some of the scale cues from like the films, trying to really make it bigger than past cartoons have been. And it blends it together masterfully. So there's a little something for everyone. While it's great for all ages, Lucas enjoys it. It's definitely aimed at the 30 to 45-year-old group. Those of us that were the right age for this when it came out. So let's check out the trailer here and show Manny. Oops, no, bring that back. I'm trying to bring up our video panel. Misclicked. And let's show Manny what he has been missing out on.
Prime. We don't have much time.
I love that we were just talking about animation yesterday, and this is what I want more of.
What is it? I am on a mission to recover the Allspark. Understand how close we are. It is here, on this planet.
So, where are your computers?
Starscream. I love it.
The animation's really good on here.
Isn't it? It's just
Yeah.
beautiful, man.
It looks like what Beast Wars was years ago, but just refined.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see a T-Rex.
Is quite impossible.
Yeah, okay. I can get into this.
This has given me untold advantage. The things I could accomplish now.
I love Megatron in this.
What in all of Primus?
I will say there's something so iconic about that sound of them
Mhm.
transforming.
They didn't use it enough in the movies. Listen to the score, even. The fuck?
There's something also so elegant about them being a little bit more boxier than what they portray them in the films.
Definitely.
Like you don't need all that
Predator
boxy.
spikiness.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So what'd you think, man? That looks pretty legit, right?
Yeah, it looks really dramatic.
It has been. So look, I mean, all they say what you need to know, but basically in the trailer. If you didn't watch the whole series, by this point, Prime has sent the Allspark away from Cybertron, trying to keep it away from Megatron, which is basically doomed Cybertron. He's trying to make up for it, but still trying to keep Megatron from, doing Megatron things.
Megatron, yeah.
And there's a time travel element. Fucking hell. Megatron gets a hold of a couple of key things. You see the matrix of leadership and the gold disc, and that gold disc is that one humans sent on was it one of the Voyagers, I think, with like the human DNA data and like a map of the, I think that's what that's supposed to represent. So there's like some time travel stuff, and it's kind of weird because, like I said, they're playing with the original timeline, because Beast Wars originally was set a few hundred years after the original series, and they ended up either time traveling to prehistoric Earth, or there was another planet or something. They ended up where they could, assimilate into the animal forms, but it was after the originals. This, like I said, is kind of reimagining everything, and there's a little bit of a time element to it that has me really wondering, are we looking at a multiverse? Are we looking at G1 reboot? Like, it's really exciting.
Yeah, it's good, because I told you before I even saw this trailer that Beast Wars was really the only thing I grew up watching that was Transformer-esque. So,
And
it
that
works for
tickled
me.
your fancy?
Yeah.
It was cool to see them embrace the purple dinosaur fully. Like, purple T-Rex, yep, we're doing it. Have to.
Yeah.
Like,
Stick with it.
Yeah, it's almost like when we think back to on Slack yesterday, I was making fun of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, throwing shit. I have no idea where that cut is going to end up being at, ladies and gentlemen. I just
Probably
have
at Hugh Jackman.
So, yeah, I know, but I had already started making my point, and then I got angry, and my brain doesn't work great. I was going to connect it somehow with like expectations, and I was talking about Jackman not being, a great comic book representation, but being a good representation for what he is. And like, I see that with this Transformers, and I want to see stuff like that with more properties. Like, admitting, like you said yesterday, like, I'm down with Teen Titans Go and Gumball and Star versus the Forces of Evil. Those are all fine, even though they vary in levels of animation, creativity, and usage. I want more of this type of, dude. There's a shit ton of us 30 to 45-year-olds, the young Gen Xers and the older millennials that just eat the hell out of this shit up, man. Like, do this for Turtles, do this for Power Rangers, do this for GI fucking Joe. Like, that's just printing money right now. You know, why not, right?
Mm-hmm. I think an animated Power Rangers series would do very, very well.
Oh, for sure. Like, way better than what they're going to do with movies. Better, dude. If you legitimately just took Higgins and Shattered Grid arc from start to finish, that two or three years it was 2 years, because it's like 28 issues in total, I think. So just over 2. But you take that and just animate that, and you'll make more money off of selling shit from that than you do from the kids' toys for the current show. Like, no joke. It's, oh god, what is holding studios back from embracing animation, man? I don't know.
Oh, it doesn't bring in that much money. That's why.
It doesn't cost that much money either.
Yeah, but little return, a lot of work for little return. Not what executives are looking for.
Because they're not aiming it at the right audience. They're looking at the past too often. I think Castlevania is a prime example. The buzz on there. If there was more Castlevania merch out there, guarantee it'd be being bought up. We're the core group that buys Star Wars and Marvel toys anyways. Hell, I got you can't really see her back there, but I posted it on my Instagram at that one Kyle Malone. And from a certain scientific railgun, like anime figures that some people will pay, $70-$80 for at a hobby shop here in the United States. You can order straight from a Japan store on eBay. Comes fully boxed, wrapped, sealed, like super nice, and it's all going to people our age and a little bit older. Between you and Cam, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think there's an audience. I think anime's filling that gap. But while I love anime and I'll always watch it, I call me old fashioned patriotic, but I want to see like a good some more good American studios names on projects like stuff from Castlevania or War for Cybertron, but also in film, like Disney step up your game, like Illumination to step up your game. You've been doing the Despicable Me thing for quite a bit.
But that sells, man.
It does, but will it always? Innovation. Competition breeds innovation, but in order to have that competition, people have to be willing to not consume something because it's become bland, so to speak. But we're in that age where there's just such a high demand for content with all the streaming services and YouTube that you almost have to make things bland to pump it out fast enough.
It depends on the property. I just think you can sell Minions. And you could put out another Minions movie and you're gonna have a billion little kids going to watch it again, buy another fart gun, and go to Universal Studios and check out the 4D ride or whatever the hell it is now.
Yeah.
So
It's a fun little.
the thing is, like we like to think sometimes that we're the center of the universe as far as product placement and things like that. But I'm like one of my friends group, I'm one of 8 that'll watch a show like that. because everyone else is busy with whatever their home projects are or this and that. Or it's just not for them. They're different types of dudes. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I want more of it.
We'll see what happens, because, and there's no denying anime being on the rise, manga being on the rise, and a thirst for action, and not necessarily action. I would say intensity. A look for more intensity in comics and animation is being driven here in America, uh, by people not having access to it from American companies as often, and they kind of want it right now, which is cool. And I hope to see more old IPs. Like, God, there's just so many great ones out there, and they all get love and meta references. Like, look at the Captain Planet stuff from Rick and Morty. So we know that the pop culture love is still there. Um, it's time. Like Star Wars, Marvel, DC, got it. Then we've got everything else. Like I said, GI Joe, Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers. They're doing stuff with Ghostbusters and Transformers, but there's so much stuff out there. Voltron, Robotech. Man, we have so many properties that are just sitting there, man, just sitting there. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ninja Turtles are working with it. Power Rangers, they're doing their same thing that they've done since the
Yeah.
beginning. They're not sitting there. But
Well, I meant as far as like for the older fans.
the thing is an older fan, you're gonna want, like you said, a little bit more intensity. And
Mhm.
intensity doesn't sell toys.
It
So you
could
only
just
have to
say
keep it a certain level, or else you lose the kids. You lose the kids, you lose your entire market.
that's true. Um, it was always like really weird thinking back when Captain America: The First Avenger was announced, and they're like, yeah, it's good. It's going to be a period piece. It will be World War II. And you're like, how are they going to sell Nazi toys?
Yeah, yeah.
And then you're like, oh, not only will they not be selling evil bad guy toys like that, but they're even afraid to make their own Hydra guys seem that bad in the movie. Yeah, whatever. You know what? I forgot to say, yesterday's show, I watched Independence Day again. I don't watch it every 4th of July, but I did watch it this year on the 4th because I hadn't seen it in a while. It still holds up really, really good. And so does The Matrix, which I watched the day before.
Dude, I was just telling my girlfriend on Sunday that the explanation for Independence Day makes more sense than F9.
Like the way they infected the virus
Yeah.
and yeah, which makes no sense, but yeah, that's funny. That's sad. Do you think, like, they're doing 2 more, right? Like Fast 10 and 11 are already in development or some shit.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Like,
Whatever.
should they do more?
At this point, I hope they understand that they're no longer making that action adventure thrill ride. It's a comedy now. That's all it is. Anyone who thinks that this one is good as far as an actual Fast and Furious, I think they started losing me after 5.
Hmm.
5 was the line that I drew, and
Where the
after
stunts
that,
became too much.
and I mean that had one of the best, I think, fight scenes as far as Toretto and The Rock. That was done really, really well. And then after that, they just kept piling on, and then Hobbs and Shaw and Black Superman, and I don't know, because he is it's just it's too much now, too much. Yeah, there's no reason. There's there's absolutely no way I'm buying that this group of people can all of a sudden engineer a car that can go into space
Oh
within like the
God,
same day
what?
or so.
They have a car going to space?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. I
Oh,
mean, full on rockets and everything.
weren't you and I just talking like last week, or a week or two ago about horror movies and that spaces where franchises used to go to die,
Yeah,
like Leprechaun in
this is where they're
Space
gonna
and
this is where
Jason
they're
and
gonna go to die. Yeah.
oh my
Horrible
god.
movie.
Like Call of Duty barely survived their trip to space, you know?
Yeah, yeah, they had to go back to World War II to get it back.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, it was World War One. One of the two.
One of those.
Yeah, no, it's
Infinite
you know what the
War.
sad thing is there's a part in the movie very early on where they have just traditional one-on-one race with two muscle cars. Now I was like, can we just do that the rest of the movie like you're supposed to? That worked really well in
No,
the first one.
no.
And
You're
even in
gonna
the second one, that yeah, it got a little funkier, but it was the cars. It was about the driving and stuff. And now it's
yeah.
like there's like if there's one thing you take from Fast 9 is that cars are not supposed to catch people. And if they do, they're they're still gonna break stuff.
Yeah?
It's not a mattress. A car is not a mattress.
No. No.
So
It's not and I like car stunts. Like one of my favorite dealing with like people in cars, not necessarily the car itself, is in Red when Bruce Willis steps out of the spinning car. Like that's badass, but like no, physics don't work that way.
yeah.
Oh well. You know what? Let's take a quick word from our sponsors over at Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. Yay!
Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. For all of your cultivation needs, Grow Generation has the right products, service and staff to make your grow successful. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow.
Yes, indeed. Do that. Tell them that the LRM online tell them that LRM online sent you to go check them out. Thank you. And the Daily COG, Daily Cup of Genre. Here we are on a wonderful Tuesday morning, suffering brutal technical difficulties that totally threw me for a oh well. Dude, how would you feel if the guy that did Monster Truck was writing, I don't know, the next RoboCop film, like, and it was being directed by someone that had one iffy movie that, by their own admission, they didn't have as much influence on as they did another movie that totally sucked.
You're being very specific and vague at the same time.
I know, right? That's a talent, dude. I'm scared for Rogue Squadron.
Oh, I don't have any expectations for that movie.
I am so scared, guys. Like, I know we don't talk a lot of Star Wars on here, but Rogue Squadron is like, that runs in my blood, man. Go watch any episode of Cantina, and the few times we talked about it here. Look, Jenkins admitted she did not have the handle on the first Wonder Woman that she would have liked. Those are her. I'm paraphrasing, but those are her words. She talks about the execs on set. She talks about Snyder being on set. She talks about the external influences and how much more control she had for Wonder Woman 84, both in writing and directing. And then you learn that the co-writer she picks is the guy that, I think that's the name of it, right? The squid monster thing and in the and some old pickup truck, monster trucks. Okay, so monster trucks, yeah. Anyways, he's gonna be helping write this film, and you're just sitting there like, what is going on at Disney? You don't have anyone involved from any of the source material that you constantly thank Mr. Stackpole for, with, anyways. you're pumping out the old books. I expect to see the games get re-released. I expect Squadrons to get some Rogue Squadron DLC or something like that. But I have no hope in it. And this is the next Star Wars movie, dude. This is the first Star Wars movie post Skywalker saga.
Yeah, no expectations whatsoever. My bar for Star Wars is very, very low now, especially even after the disappointment that really was Bad Batch. It was kind of just bland. And I think that's when I made the realization that Disney is literally giving me the same crap over and over again. And at this point, like what Dave Filoni did for Clone Wars and all the animated series, like it was good, but like, come on, let's move on. Let's do something new. Let's do something different. And with the movies, we're just stuck in one spot. It seems like it, and it's all and it doesn't seem like Disney's interested really in moving on, which is what we thought they were going to do with 7, and it just didn't happen. It's still so centered around Luke Skywalker and Palpatine that it's boring, man. And I don't know how much more they can squeeze that lemon.
I don't.
They're
I don't
a
know
lot more focused on
either.
marketing everything for their theme parks. I'll tell you that.
They are, and I saw the season finale or grand prize finale of this past season of America's Funniest Videos, and they gave away cruise ship tickets instead of the normal $100,000 grand prize.
Yeah,
for,
it's so
for
stupid.
Disney Cruise. It's like, wow. But I get it. I know that the last year was tough and difficult, but like, you're gonna offer. I'm wary of. I'm wary of cruise ships alone, let alone now in the age of all the COVID stuff and combination of legit threat and paranoia and social idiocy. I would be very, very upset and be like, can I sell these to someone?
Yeah, I know. Let me get that money though.
Like, can we negotiate? How about 50,000? You usually do 100. I'll take 50. No, motherfucker.
It's like, I don't want to go on a vacation. This was my vacation. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so scared. I'm so scared for it. It's one of the most beloved stories, and no one, anyone that has half a brain and has read any of LRM's reporting or other legitimate reporting, we know this is not going to have Wedge Antilles and his Rogue Squadron from Stackpole's books. That this is going to be set in the future. We're not going to see the taking of Coruscant, or maybe we will. Maybe we'll see like a reimagining of it where they take Coruscant back from the First Order or something, to reestablish a new republic, because the whole moving capital didn't work. Let's go back to the central capital. There's things that I could easily, give the thumbs up on as a Rogue Squadron fan and be like, yeah, I'm down. It's just the people they have steering the ship. I have no faith in anything. The only thing I have faith in is her love of flight and fighter craft. But she talked about training and school, and Rogue Squadron isn't something you train for. It's something you get invited to because you're that good. It's not
Top Gun in space.
Well, I don't want Top Gun in space. I don't want.
I'm telling you, that's what you're going to get.
That's what we're going to get. I know,
Yeah.
but that's not what I want. It. Yeah, you have to get the group together to train together, just like you do with with your special operators and things like that.
Oh
But
my god, it'd be so good if they get Tom Cruise for it.
oh fuck,
I would,
dude.
I would, I
Oh,
would, I would
don't
laugh so
no
hard. It'd be the
stop. You know
greatest
it's
thing
gonna
ever.
be Chris Pine.
More than likely, actually, I would not be surprised. Sorry, dude. The mouse is really just milking that for what it is. And I mean, I swear, dude, sometimes even the Mandalorian, I feel like they are close to the edge as far as keeping my attention. It has its
Yeah.
great moments. It has moments, but then there's a majority of time where it's nothing's happening. And
Yeah.
you know, I
You scared me with that, telling
with
me
what?
that you don't know if it's gonna hold up if you watched it again. Because I was like, damn, I think you're right. I don't.
Dude, no,
I'm
I mean,
almost afraid
like,
to watch it again.
so if you really think about it, the Mandalorian is like really the first thing we got. I think this was right before
Rise.
9, right?
Yep.
And it was the first thing they dropped on Disney Plus. So in a sense, it has a beloved place in our hearts because of it. And it was actually different. And then I think the fact that you started, I think to me, the finale with Luke really told me, okay, we're not done here. And this isn't necessary. This is just the same stuff. And while it has its great moments throughout the series, Ahsoka and hell, I'll even give you Bill Burr as one of those great moments because we've never seen the feelings of a stormtrooper actually set out like that. That was new. That was different. It's just him walking around with the baby and shooting things every now and then. And so it's really bland if you really look at it. It is bland. What does everybody mostly remember about the Mandalorian now?
Luke Skywalker's return.
Besides, no, not the Luke, not that scene. What
Boba
is,
Fett?
if you say the Mandalorian?
Oh,
what's
Grogu.
yeah, that's it.
Okay. I thought you were talking about a specific
So what happens
moment again, but
what
yeah,
happens
Grogu.
the next season now when he's not there?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Do
a
they actually
valid
take
point.
do they actually take the time to make him more interesting, or are they going to somehow finagle it so that Grogu's still involved? And at that point, is it now uh the child instead of the Mandalorian, or what are we doing? Because they're so hooked on. I'm telling you, merch, man. How much merch does that damn hell in right there in my daughter's room right now?
Yeah.
How
He fell
many
over,
damn
he's
Grogu's do I
kinda
have on
see-
her bed?
you kind of see him back there. He fell over. Yeah. Um, I wonder if people jumped the gun when they named it the Mandoverse. I always hate people calling it that because it's still Star Wars canon, guys. It's part of the same Star Wars universe that Rise of Skywalker and the High Republic are apparently.
You could have picked any of the Jedi to pick him up.
Yeah, but with that, I wonder if he's not meant to be the main story. Like that, the expectation that we're following the Mandalorians. I don't know. I have nothing else running on this computer. I even brought up the only thing that was running was my temperature monitor because I was like, maybe it overheated for some reason. I don't know. Must be something with Zoom.
Probably.
Anyways, it is what it is, and I was talking about. I wonder whether or not Mandalorian is the center of this broader storyline. Like maybe the expectations are too much around him, but that's Disney's fault.
Yep.
Because it kind of seems like when you're looking at what's coming up, we got Book of Boba Fett. We think there's a potential that Ahsoka could come out right around the same time as Mando 3. There's some conflicting things about filming. They've apparently been filming bits and pieces of it with other projects. Things that they know shots that they know are going to be maintained, but it does appear that the fallout of Carano goes a lot further there. So, dudes, look, I'm interested in the Book of Boba Fett to a degree. When you told me that the comics are really making him out to just be an anti-hero, it kind of had me worried. I liked the idea of him being like, I'll do this one job for Din, for the Mandalorian. Like, I'm gonna do this one honorable thing because he did this one honorable thing. Like, I can get that.
Well,
But
I mean, they're both part of a brotherhood, so that makes sense,
right,
right?
but
To do favors for each other like that, but
right.
in the broader sense with other characters,
Exactly. I want him to be a bad guy. I want him to
right?
be like, no, I'm going to be the criminal fucking king, bitches. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I want him to start Black fucking Sun. That's right. Disney fucking chicken shits not using Black Sun in Solo. Fucking Crimson what? Crimson Dawn or some shit? Crimson
Dawn.
Dawn. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Kasdan needs to be metaphorically punched in the junk for that. Crimson Dawn. I don't condone actual violence, okay, people. I am
Metaphoric violence.
very, very exaggerated. Metaphorical violence, of course. Yeah, man, I hated Solo so bad.
I think most people did, so you're not the
Nick
only one.
swears it's good, but he also
Nick swears a lot of
Captain
movies
Marvel
are good.
was the best
And, yeah.
movie he had seen to date.
Gonna go ahead and jeez Louise. That movie was Nick Fury featuring Captain Marvel,
which is good because she wasn't she was not in and of herself terrible. I actually don't mind.
But you and I talked about it. That
Yeah.
if there was one goof here that Disney made, was that Black Widow should have been released in the spot where Captain Marvel was.
1000%.
Captain Marvel should have been the beginning of the new phase.
Yeah.
Yeah, and set up the new Avengers or whatever the hell they were gonna do.
Yeah.
And I think that that would have been so much better. Like that would have been literally the icing on the cake.
You could have kept almost everything the same.
Yeah.
Except for even with Fury hitting the beeper,
no, you can keep that too.
And you can keep her rescuing them and being like, that's their introduction, is she just happened to be traveling the galaxy to try to figure out what was going on after she finds Tony, and there's your introduction. She flies off, she comes back for the big save, and then you go and do her origin story, and yeah, it still fits perfectly.
Yeah,
it does,
unfortunately. So speaking of superhero franchises and MCU and DCEU, the one that started it all is not Iron Man. It's not Batman Begins. We have to go way back to 1978 with
Richard Donner's
Superman, which at the time became WB's highest grossing film, and really what set off a path that a bell that can can never be unrung, and led to Tim Burton making Batman, which then led to McDonald's wanting more toys, and Joel Schumacher and Spider-Man, and then just a cascade of things, and now here we are. And so just mentioning that because yesterday was unfortunately the passing of Richard Donner, who lived a long life. Let's be real. 91 is
nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, no, not. I'm not. Not saying it was. If it was his time, it was his time. But 91, he lived a good long life where he also did projects like The Goonies. I did not know that, which is pretty cool. Also, I had no idea that he directed the 1976 version of The Omen.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So lots of credit there
Yeah, Scrooged, one of my favorite Christmas movies, is also a Donner film, and of course, he and his wife produced a lot of stuff over at Fox, including a lot of the X-Men films are Donner Productions. I don't know if that's the name of their company, but they the couple
Mhm.
they produced them. Yeah, it's always it's always sad when um a creator of that caliber passes, because you start thinking, you're like, my God, Lethal Weapon, and
Yeah.
like we
Mhm.
said, Goonies, and you start really getting into a lot of the things that he did, um and you start thinking like, wow, that influence is gone, like crap, what does that mean, with without that influence. Think about it, dude.
Mhm.
We're going to quickly lose a huge amount of the influencers. Spielberg, Lucas, shit, what's his name, just did the Irishman, fucking,
Well,
um
Scorsese.
Scorsese. Thank you. I kept trying to say Coppola, but I knew it wasn't Coppola that I was trying to say, so I was trying to tell myself to shut up. But we're gonna lose those guys, but not just those guys, dude. On the music side, look, Zimmer, and Williams, Silvestri's not spring chicken. He's younger than them, but you're talking right there, those three names, dude. Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, Star Wars, DC stuff, like a lot of Warner Brothers movies
Mhm.
beyond that with Zimmer. Like, just fuck, we're gonna lose a lot of the like core of what you and I know as cinema, movies,
Well, like,
entertainment.
yeah, Kyle's not saying they're gonna die tomorrow, by the way,
No.
but I see what you're saying, and it's something that like Jason and I always talk about as far as comic creators too,
Hmm.
because when we go to shows and things like that, sometimes we see some of these older creators and older pioneers up in that are in their later years that are kind of sometimes ignored. They're not the flashy Scott Snyder right now, or the
Yeah.
flashy Greg Capullo, or Mark Wade, or whoever
Or
you wanna put
Zdarsky or
there.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're not really looked upon, and then all of a sudden one of them passes away, and you want to like, oh my God, they were so great, and blah 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 blah. It's like, well, why didn't you take some time at a show and talk to them? Because you're gonna get, and I'm not saying you're not gonna get anything good from the new guys, because
Right.
you, yeah, sure you are, but man, that amount of classic knowledge, that old school mentality, that vibe, that a point of view that you're not gonna get from somebody who grew up in a different era. There's a lot of value to it, and I'm very happy that I before he passed, I was able to have a conversation or two with like Lane Wayne and people like that who are very important in the industry. And I mean, one of the people I wish I was able, and if I can go in a time machine and spend time with anyone, it'd probably be Jack Kirby. And
Yeah.
because of all his influence in both DC and Marvel.
Just go through his trash bin, man. I just want to go through his Jack Curry trash bin.
Yeah. You know that somebody was telling me that Comic Con early on in the when it was like in a hotel room,
Hmm.
it used to be that you can get like Kirby pages for like $50 or something.
Yeah.
And that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. So, and then like George Perez, by the way, he's still walking around at shows and everything. Go talk to that guy. That guy has
Yeah.
major influence. Gary Conway is another one. So
They're out there.
yeah, and then once they're gone, is when you realize the amount of work they put into the industry and what they've done. And Richard Donner is one of them. He's the one who directed, the one that really started it all. Christopher Reeves, uh, Superman. led to Batman, which led to many other things, and to this day, there's a lot of people in our age group and a little and older, obviously,
Mhm.
because it was even before our time,
Yeah.
1978, that say that's Superman, that's their Superman.
Yeah.
That's
100%. And it's funny because that group doesn't know what they want also, because they got that same Superman man with Ruth in Returns and then bitched about it, and then
well,
get
that was
Cavill.
actually just a really not a great. It had all the recipe
Yeah.
for it, and then the execution just wasn't very well. I was very disappointed in Superman
Yeah.
or
But
two.
it was very very much a Donner style Superman film versus the Snyder's and Cavill's take
But
on
I
it.
will say, yeah, Brandon Routh, amazing Superman. Kevin Spacey, amazing Lex Luthor. That should have worked. There's no reason why that shouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
When they did the Crisis in Infinite Earths on
Mhm.
CW, and they had Brandon Routh wearing Superman outfit again,
Mhm.
that was cool. I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, he's Superman too.
I like
So,
that.
you know,
Well, before we have yet another crash, let's go ahead and wrap it up for today. No Tech Tuesday because, well, technology was sucking today. It just
yeah,
shit
it'd be
all
kind of
over.
ironic.
So yeah. So
Almost like
fuck you,
Fast 9
Tech.
talking about physics.
I'm gonna go light my hurricane lamp and read comics by that. It's not like it's not daylight outside. Speaking of hurricanes, I hope everyone in the path of Elsa stays safe out there. Check out lrmonline.com while you're hunkered down for entertainment news, needs and opinions. All of our wonderful podcasts are available on the Genreverse podcast network from LRM Online, wherever you get your podcasts from, and they're also available on the LRM YouTube channel, as well as some of them with video format like this and the Marvel show and occasionally the Star Wars show, the Cantina. But we also have a lot of amazing celebrity interviews, creator interviews going up on the YouTube channel and the site all the time. And Manny will say something about that now.
Yeah, so we have all kinds of interviews going up, from I mean, geez, just cooking shows to Lego Masters to Nickelodeon to thrillers through horror movies, Spanish television, and everything in between. We do a lot of good work. And then also, I want to go ahead and plug in the fact that as of Friday, we are going to be posting pretty regularly on TikTok. We're gonna be doing clips now from our interviews and also clips from some of the trailers and clips that we get exclusively. And it's at LRM underscore online. So make sure to give us a follow there and enjoy the content. Also, there's gonna be a button there to easily get you over to our YouTube page and as well as our online browser.
Very, very cool. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you listening today. We will be back tomorrow, sometime, depending on whenever I can edit. So, anyways,
Hippie time.
We'll talk to you then, guys. Bye.